Hello, good day everyone. So I am JACKELYN SARINO, the third to the last reporter for this semester. So my title is I assigned the task that entitled Among the Disappeared by Ricardo Lee or Kabilang sa Mga Nawala. So now let's start the author. The author of this, as I said, Ricardo Lee or Ricky Lee was born on March 19, 1948 in Dait, Philippines. He is now 74 years old, born from a Chinese father and a Filipino mother in Dait, Camarines Norte. So Lee was brought up in a Chinoy household by his paternal relatives. He was also the screenwriter, novelist, and playwright. Ricky Lee is a legend in Philippine cinema, having co-written over 100 local films, including classics such as Jaguar in 1979. His films also included that entitled Himala. Do you remember the film acted by Nora Honor that he some people knew that already because of his line Walang Himala. That line reminded by many people in 1982 until now. He also includes the film Carnal in 1983 and the Flawed Contemplation Story in 1995. He has written over 100 film scripts since 1973, earning him over 70 titles from various awards organizations, including 3 Lifetime Achievement Awards from the Cine Manila, Gawad Durian and International Film Festival. So there's a lot of achievement by Ricky Lee that I didn't include it because it is too long to put it in the PowerPoint. So before we proceed to the story or the plot, let me share to you this background or the overview of the story. So, in the year 1972, the military ruled the entire Philippines, and we know that already. And the governance of martial law is dark flash in our history. Many lives were lost, houses were raided, people were arrested, newspapers and radios were shut down. So some people went underground until now nagapuntay makita nga our ancient or our grandfather or our mother in some houses, or people we know that having their underground inside their house and change their identities in order to hide and cannot be caught by the military. So some of us knew that in the declaration of martial law, people were restricted from having civil liberties or freedom to go outside, to do whatever they do inside or outside the city or their houses. So now let's proceed to the analysis. Our characters, the main character of the story is named Junjun. He was labeled as anak siya ng paunas na usapan sa mga kanto at palihim na pasahan ng mga sulat, and anak siya ng martial law. He is the son of Manny and Ami. The second character is Jenny, Junjun's savior in their school. So in short, Jenny is the friend of Junjun. Pongka, talented impersonator, the first person that Junjun met along his journey. The fourth one is adopted child named Kes, the child of Pongka, and was also a 9-year-old child. Next one is Mitch Valdez, a brilliant impersonator and actor, the second person Junjun met. Manny and Ami, as what I've said a while ago, they was the parents of Junjun. They are considered as heroes and warrior. They also among the organization that is against by the government. Dante, friend of Ami, the mother of Junjun in the organization. Lula, Junjun's grandmother. In the story, it, it wasn't mentioned the real name of Lula's Junjun or the grandmother. The setting, year 1972, that is the declaration of martial law, and also the specific area or the place is that in the house of Junjun and Jenny. So the point of view is the third person. So now let's have the introduction or the exposition of the story. In the year 1972, the martial law was lifted. The same year, Junjun was born. Junjun is a young man who was dubbed as the child of martial law. He grew up with his adopted parents who abuses him physically and mentally. When he was 17 years old, he got the courage to leave their house, but Junjun does not know where to go. He traveled and met like Jenny, Pongka Pongka, Kes, and Mitch. So Junjun was a talented child. However, his adopted parents abuses him physically and mentally. So it is affected by his. It had been he affected or the treatment of his parents will be the most nightmare of Junjun. The conflict of the story, man versus man, Junjun and his parents. The conflict happened when Junjun was abused by his parents, as what I've said. He wears turtleneck clothes to hide his bruises. So, if naa siya kuan, ginahide niya in order to siguro discrimination na lang po to avoid that. Junjun was a talented boy who loves to sing. So, he was good in singing. But because of her mother, who is forcing him to do such things, his voice was affected. Now, he can only produce distorted sounds like mag-mimic na lang siya. With the abuses, he experienced and he felt like he lost himself. Looking at the mirror or is not sure he is anymore, and so he didn't saw by other people inside their house, and then he declared as disappeared or missing person. The rising action of the story, when Junjun left their house at this time, he first went to his savior Jenny. He tried to talk to her, but Jenny did not see nor hear him. He then saw Pongka Pongka as the analysis said, Pongka Pongka is a great impersonator. Junjun was amazed at how talented Pongka Pongka is. He then saw that Pongka Pongka had a child named Kes. When Pongka Pongka gets mad, she tends to hurt her child, but despite this, Junjun saw that Pongka Pongka loves Kes. So, as a parents, we knew that already, that even though they are mad to us, but it is also for our good. And then he witnessed the love of a parent. After that, he left the mother and the daughter. He met Mitch Valdez, also a talented impersonator and actor. They are the famous before, but not anymore. While watching Mitch, Junjun realized that they are all saying him. Pongka Pongka, Kes, and Mitch. They are all souls that do not know where to go, eyes that do not know when to rest, feel that keeps on walking. They are the ones who are not hiding, but the one who are missing. The climax of the story is that when the time comes when Junjun wants to know himself, where he came from, who he is, he came back to their house and saw a paper that tells him where to look. He then discovered that his parents are among the revolutionaries. He started going to strikes and rallies. At a rally, he saw his face on a placard. An old lady was holding. It was him and his father. Junjun introduced himself and found out the real identity of his parents. His parents are considered heroes and warriors of the revolutionary because they are against by the government. He remembered how he got separated from his parents. His father was shot and killed while his mother was killed at disguising herself to hide her identity. Her mother created a new life and lived it. People who are members of an organization who are against the government need to have a different persona to not be caught. So the what we call by that the rule of or the treatment of the military towards the people at that time is what very not really violent, but they abuses their power to control other people, just like what Junjun's parents experience. His grandmother introduced Dante to him. Dante is also a member of the organization. Then Dante acquainted Junjun with Jenny. Then Jenny was also a member and she knows where Junjun's mother is. The following action is when Junjun found his mother in an old house outside of Manila. When he saw his mother, he, he immediately hugged her. He stayed with her even though he is invisible to her. Junjun did not introduce himself to her mother. He postponed it until it was too late. Because the soldiers raided their house, bullets are flying everywhere. The Junjun tried to escape along with her mother, but they were caught. When Ami was about to get shot, Junjun intercepted and protected his mother. So even though Junjun is not haven't seen his mother for a long time, he still loved and cared for her mother because of the situation and the happenings that he encountered and what he knew already about his mother. The resolution or the end of the story is that bullet pierced Junjun's body. Suddenly, he came back on his body. The bullet was like a symbol of awakening. It symbolizes the realization of Junjun. Just like an impersonator, people sometimes become complete through the characters of others. So, do you feel that feeling, or have you ever felt that feeling of Junjun that even though uh, we are not actually internalize the situation, but then we felt empathy, we felt the feeling what others people want to feel toward us as a person, as an individual. When Junjun opened his eyes, he saw Junie, Dante, Mitch, Pongka Pongka, and Kes. So in short, si Junjun is nakamata siya but naana siya sa bed or asa siya dapit nga area kay wala man dimension diraa after nahitabo tong pagsulong sa mga soldiers to the house of her mother, his mother. They were happy for him because finally the missing one came back. So what do you mean by that? They were happy for him because finally the missing one came back. So in short, Junjun already uh, find himself because he already found his parents, or specifically his mother, in a very long time. And then and then as we say, the family cannot be completed without our mother, without our father, or even our siblings in our home. So that would be the story all about, and we have here a lessons that we learn from the characters. So we learn from Junjun. It's okay if we feel lost sometimes. It's part of our development. It's part of us, our growing to be ourselves. Junjun has taught us that the sacrifices that we make and the people we encounter in our journey for life help shape our whole being, because without those people we cannot know, or we cannot found ourselves, the real us, because they also help us to realize everything or some things that we do not know. Junjun learned a lot when he was observing Pongka Pongka, Kes, and Mitch. Even though there are some people that encountered by Junjun, still it was a lot of, or they gave a lot of lessons to Junjun. Also, Junjun illustrated the fighting spirit of a Filipino possesses, that despite being abused by his adopted parents, he did not harm them in return. He never gave up, never on himself, and never on his family. So from Dante, when Dante was teaching Junjun about society, he mentioned that for people to know where they are going, they should first be aware of where they came from. He taught Junjun to never forget the lessons, the past, for these will serve as a guide for his future. So we need in our life, especially when we are still young, we need those adult or those people who can guide us to our journey in life. So we need to appreciate those people in order for us to, because we are also thankful for them. They mold our character, our well-being. From Pongka Pongka and Mitch, they are both impersonator. These two characters teach us that even though they embody other people's characteristics, we should not let that take away our real identity, because we have our characters, we have unique characteristics and qualities that make us stand out from the other people. So we need to value we need to value of what we have in order for it to enhance, even though our experience is still few or only small or lacking. We need to continue in order for us to learn more. And then we need to value those people, our parents, in order because we are we became us, or we became what we have now because of them. So the theme of our story is to never give up and never lose hope, because the challenges, struggles, and problems will always come at us. They are inevitable. But despite this fact, we still should get up and face them. We may be lost at this moment. We may be unmotivated, because it's not all the time we are uh, enthusiastic. We may lose track of our purpose. We may think of such matter, but let us not forget that God is always there for us. He has his reasons. Of course, we always have a reasons. As the quote said, everything happened for a reason. We may not see it we may not see it now, but soon enough, when the time is right, we will we will see it. Like how Junjun found himself again. He felt unseen, but He never gave up. He continued his journey, and when the right time comes, he arrived at his destination. He found himself and he found his identity because of his parents and because of those people that helped him. So that would be the last slide of this presentation. So thank you and God bless to all, everyone.